actress Zoe Saldana recently declared that her character Neytiri from James Cameron's Avatar films is a racist. Yes, please clap. In an interview with Cinema Blend, she said, "Let's face it, Neytiri's a racist. She loses sight of this blind fury that she has. She loses sight of that person she loves the most and respects the most in her life, and her husband, and a human. He is a sky person." Yeah, it was really weird in the movie when that all happens. It's super awkward moments. And it's like, he is one of them. Don't you forget this? It takes a lot of courage with Jake to be honest with her and to force her, even knowing she's broken, that he knows that she needs to face this because she sees the direction that she's heading. Now, this is pretty interesting because the SJWs want to brand people as racists and cancel them forever. So it goes against their typical messaging in some ways, because I've seen people in stories like where they have characters be racist, which is the ultimate sin for SJWs, right? There's nothing worse than racism. Yeah, no possible thing you could do worse than racism, right? Only if you're white, typically though. But if you're, the thing is, they don't even want you to be able to have any kind of like redemption arc or anything like that, because this is how it always goes with this type of thing. And they'll cancel you. I mean, I've seen books like big name authors, like they had like a person who was racist in the beginning and then changes like to accept everybody, and it's cringy. It's a cringy plot for sure. But I saw the SJWs pile on people like that in science fiction and fantasy because they don't want racists to ever be redeemed, right? And it's like, whoa, that's how crazy they are about things. So this kind of just like is going to unsettle them a little bit, I think. And I think it's much more familiar with him when Neytiri is heading than for Neytiri herself. So it was powerful. I think we needed to go there, but I can't tell you enough how great it is to also take her off every evening and just put her to the side and just go home without her weight on me. So that's it. Now, this is an interesting sort of thing that they do too, because obviously she's not white. She's an indigenous, right? And so they have their like racism or whatever, and it's totally okay for her to be racist, right? It's a weight that's on her. It's actually the human's fault that she's racist, right? That's how they try to pitch these things when it's a non-white person doing these sorts of things. So she said similar contents in other interviews as well, saying she was intense. She was feeling a lot of intense emotions. Experiencing unimaginable tragedy of losing a child is something no parent ever wants to talk about. It's unfathomable. And the consequence as a result, she's given up. Man, she's like a full-blown racist, and she's so blinded by rage that she's almost an unrecognizable to Jake.